Jesus, every time we start this program out, I start on mute. Say hey, everyone. Welcome into another edition of Say Hey Plays. Excellent timing by one Connor Mack Picks. Welcome in, everybody. My name is Jose Bouquett. Over there is Connor Mack. Great day to be a baseball gambler today. A full slate. Going to be a lot of fun. Connor Mack, nice to see you as always. How are you?
I'm doing all right, Jose. How are you, my man?
I can't complain, Connor, and I have to thank you, Connor, because ever since you yelled at me the other day, we're all the way down minus 19 units on a little bit of a heater now as of late. So it's nice to see. I have a track record of doing better when I am yelled at. So thank you, Connor. I appreciate it.
Hey, it needed to be done. I knew you were going to turn around, but I was sick of looking at that record, Jose, how bad it was. And I knew you were better than that. And I love it. Keep it rolling, my man.
Yeah. Let's try to keep it rolling today. I've got my action locked in. I even have an official Jack of the Day prop here as well. So it'll be a lot of fun.
I just saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Right.
I mean, that was the most obvious. Anyone can guess it, I'm sure. But it's going to be a lot of fun talking about it. And I can't wait, Connor. Let's get right into this action here as well. And I didn't have time to switch or change my graphics up too much today. So lines are going to be a little stale on the graphics, but at least we'll illustrate how far lines have moved as we have the Diamondbacks and Tigers. First one up, minus 140 there for Los Tigers. And let me switch to Bet Online real quick. Because Bet Online's odds are much more favorable, to say the least. All right, beautiful. So the Diamondbacks on Bet Online, minus 133, plus 123 for the Tigers here. And admittedly, I did lean towards the Tigers here, Connor Mack. Michael Lorenzen has pitched well last couple of starts, and he's, I was going to say, or I said for the whole first half of the year, as Eduardo Rodriguez is going to be the all-star for the Tigers. Might fuck around and be Michael Lorenzen. Michael Lorenzen's just been solid. So shout out to him. I lean I lean Diamondbacks. What am I thinking here? Tigers. I lean Tigers here. Thinking of the Arizona Cardinals, Diamondbacks, mixing them all up here. But I lean Tigers. I had nothing on this game, unfortunately. Tigers against righties, 28th last 2 weeks and worse full season. And Diamondbacks are okay. 7th, 106 weighted runs created plus, which is a lot better than we would expect from the Diamondbacks full season. Yeah. And, last 2 weeks, 12th, 101 weighted runs created plus. My last thing here, money-wise, 75% of bets and only 46% of money on the Diamondbacks. So big bets on the Tigers. It's kind of tough to lay that big, heavy juice, I guess, minus 140. So you can see why there's more bets, but big bets on the Tigers. So I lean that way, but I pass here, Connor. What about you?
That's exactly how I felt here, Jose. Price is all right here with the Tigers. We see the Diamondbacks now as they're playing good baseball. They're just, this is the price now. You know what I mean? Whereas they're 500, maybe, a month ago. This is more maybe a pick 'em. And Merrill Kelly's been better on the road. A guy that's been kind of a fade. He's been very good here. Lorenzen's been all right as well. We'll see how he goes, though. I think he's got decent stuff. We'll see if he can hang around that 3 ERA. Shout out to the chat, by the way. Rocco, my man. He's got the K's here with Kelly. Wine time, AOD. Hell yeah, my guys. Hit the like, as always. I'm sure you guys do. I always got to say it, Jose. But I'm off here. It's just basically the tax here with the D-backs. I would have to look at them minus a half. I'm not going to do it. So yeah, I'm off here all the way around. Maybe the under. I don't even want to mess with this total.
Yeah, I lean under, but 8.5 last night, now down to an 8. No thanks here. So shout out to everyone in the chat, like Connor was saying. Don played Joe Yurkovich in here as well. Appreciate you guys. As always, let's go on to maybe it's a series of the weekend. Rangers Rays here. Who'd have thought? Glasnow versus Heaney start off our program right here. And I'm very interested to see how this unfolds here, because we've got the old Rays here minus 163, plus 150 now. It's gone up 8.5 the total here, and I can see why. Both these teams, offensive juggernauts, we both kind of know how they operate here. But Connor, let me tell you, this total market has been just one-sided. 81% of the bets and 89% of the money on the over here. Over 8.5 now was an 8. Now it jumped up. Same way, and let me try to refresh this because you don't want to give us the damn percentages. And it's the same way with the sidewise here, percentage of money-wise, but 50-50 split almost. 54% of bets on the Rangers and 90% of the money on the Rangers here too. So, again, maybe it's just a big line here, but bigger bets seem to be on the Rangers, and why not? They've been paying people out all year. I lean towards the Rays here just because of Glass now and his dominance. I don't think Heaney can pitch around or pitch well against this Rays offense. So I lean the Rays, but I had nothing on this one either.
Yeah, this one, you know why this is tough? Even righties, they've been good against lefties, the Rangers. Just both these teams have been bet on for me for the most part. And I didn't take the Rangers the other day, too, when they lost. What was it, 1-0? Did they lose that game to the Cardinals?
Yes.
I stayed off. Yeah, and the day before that, I think they won 4-3. Glasnow, he's looked all right. Obviously he's probably not going to go 5. I got to think the Rays, just how good they've been against lefties, though, are the look. You know what I mean? But I can see the other side because this plus money with the Rangers. In the end, I'm off. Like, I kind of want to take the Rangers here. You'd have to trust Heaney. And I just don't want to do it. I do have a lot of bets today, but I'm off here as well. Shout out. I see you, Joe. My bad if I missed you. Man, don't play. Vitalis. Yeah. What up, man?
Shout out to Vitalis in here as well. I'm interested for sure in this series, but I don't want to bet on it so far. Rays -1, -120 for Rocco, and then he's going to take the Rangers tomorrow.
Yeah. How about Simeon here? This is one of the little prop. 4 for 6. Double, triple, 2 homers. Not bad. Small sample size, but lit up Glasnow. I wanted to mention that.
All right. Shout out to Marcus Simeon, soon to be starting second baseman in the All-Star game. All right. Let's move on to my game of the night. The rivalry that's not so much a rivalry anymore. Connor, it's tough. It's tough. It's kind of just like Oklahoma State and Oklahoma, unfortunately. It's tough to be the rivalry when only one side of the rivalry shows up, Connor. It's hard. And when the Red Sox just continue to dominate the Yankees in the postseason, what can we say? How can we call this a rivalry? It's a shame. But Garrett Cole versus Garrett Whitlock here. Two Garretts, both spelled very differently. So shout out to the English language here. Everyone knows where I'm on. As soon as I knew Garrett Cole was pitching against the Red Sox, as soon as the line came out, I made the bet, tweeted it out. Red Sox money line plus 157, taking first 5 money line plus 135. I made that bet this morning when the first 5 markets came out. And to break his long homerless drought, and I did not look up when his last home run was, but it was in March. I believe it was March 26th for Rafael Devers. Rafael Devers gets a home run here today off of Garrett Cole here as well. Kermit Cole folds against the Red Sox like he always does. One of the worst teams he pitches against. He's just not good against the AL East in general. So give me the Red Sox here in all those ways. Connor Mack, what do you have to say about this one?
Yeah, and it's pretty glaring here, seeing him 7-0, Jose, that I think he's due for an L. And he's been money this year. But, yeah, there's been some struggles. And even like a team like the Rays, he's had a few good games, but he gets hit. And you mentioned the Red Sox, Devers, Hernandez. There's a few. Verdugo. They hit him well. How do you think here with Whitlock? How do you think he pitches here? So you got to think that. I think we see runs.
I think he actually pitches well, honestly. It's pretty shocking to me, Connor. I need to double-check this over here. The total is still, and I want to refresh Bet Online real quick just to make sure. The total is still an 8. I think that's the books trying to trap everyone into betting this over here, Connor Mack. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
66% of bets and 96% of money on the over, and it's not moved an inch. I think that this is actually a well-pitched ball game, and I don't like saying that about the other pitcher, but I think both these pitchers can pitch well here. So I'd lean under, honestly. I thought that total would move at some point. And typically, for me, the last couple of years, Red Sox Yankees have been over fest, but I feel like last year was the start of
They had some unders. Yeah.
Yeah.
They had a lot of unders.
I passed, well, I didn't pass on the game. I just passed on the total, but I definitely lean under.
Yeah, because I want to lean the other way. But I'm not going to bet it's just a lean for me. But I'm close here with the Red Sox. I think it's worth a shot here, especially first five. Yankees been all right. They got the split yesterday. I don't think this lineup, though, still very good. Stanton's there, Rizzo, Donaldson. But, yeah, I'm with you here. I think I'm gonna look at Red Sox first five.
Yeah, and especially after, one of the worst games of the year, they bring a fucking homophobe up to pitch the game. He gets crushed.
Wow.
Facts are facts. They brought up a homophobe. He got fucking crushed. I hate to see what happened to the other one in Toronto, too. You hate to see that. Just really killed me to see that. That's a fucking dumbass bass. But he got crushed. They benched Verdugo because he didn't hustle out a ball. I said this earlier today, too. If I'm making another player prop, bet's Verdugo. After getting benched, can come back out here. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Leadoff double for Verdugo. Cashes over 1.5 bases immediately there. So I lean that way as well. But I think this is a big rebound spot for the Red Sox after, again, literally one of the worst games of the fucking season so far. So,
yeah, there might be a little bit of rain. I don't have the wind blowing in, but I don't think it factors really. I got it just a little 5 going left to right, a little bit out. What do you have?
I'm refreshing a Swish as we speak. Let's see here. If I can fucking find the game, I actually have it going outish. Start the game and going, yeah. It won't affect it too bad because we're in Yankee Stadium, and I don't know, but I'm going to be interested to see how all that operates. Joe, I saw the play that that Alex Cora sat him down for. It was kind of questionable. I'm going to be honest. He just didn't slide to second base, but whatever, it's fine. Sit him down, get him mentally back in. I was fine with that. So I was, and plus, like I said, I bet against them yesterday, knowing they were going to get their ass kicked because they had a homophobe on the bump. So not surprised there. Royals, Orioles, next game on our slate. Tyler Wells, Daniel Lynch. There's a lot of love for the Orioles here today. I mean, I don't blame you guys at all. By the way, quick market thing for the Yankees-Red Sox game real quick. 34% of tickets and 42% of money on the Red Sox, 66 and 58 for the Yankees there. Total-wise, we already kind of mentioned it, but I'll just mention it here again. It just went down a little bit. 65% of bets and 89% of money on the over there. So, yes, that is why I like the under there. But Orioles, Royals here. Jimmy and Bobano, both on the Orioles here. Tyler Wells, a very good pitcher, and I like him a lot. So, I can't really fault them for their bets, honestly. Ticket split for the total here. It opened up at a 9, apparently, which is what the Action Network says. So, take that with a grain of salt. But let me actually double check because I wrote this down. Yeah, I had this at an 8 last night, too. So I'll just ignore that. Whatever.
8.5. And, yeah, we have 8s everywhere.
Yeah, so 39% of bets and 51% of cash on the over there. So bigger bets on the over. Very interested to see how that operates. And as you could probably predict with the Royals game, all the money is on the Orioles here. 90% of the cash, 89% of the money, tickets and cash there are on the Orioles here. I passed this game fairly easily. I like Tyler Wells. He's pitched against the Royals this year already once. 6 innings, 3 hits, 4 earned runs there, an 11-7 victory for the Orioles. And Daniel Lynch has been, honestly, I thought he would be a lot better this year. So I passed. And can the Orioles hit again? That's the real question. Will they get their shit together with the sticks and hit? Because that's how they built their team. So I'll be watching, but I passed.
Yeah, I mean, I think Lynch is Lynch. Such a big thing with him. Coming up, how good he was going to be. Um, and wasn't good last year, but I think it was 413, something like that. Um, I just like Orioles, here versus lefties. Wells at home, I think could pitch well. And you mentioned, from 8.5 to 8. Um, this seems like this is Orioles though, or nothing. I'm not going to lay the run line. You could look at the team total, right around -110s, 4.5 for the Orioles. That's a lean for me.
And Joe Yurkovich, Jimmy is also on the first 500. Yeah, he's on the Orioles first 5, full game -1, and first 5 under 4.5.
Yeah, I think Lynch is going to have a decent start. If I had a little confidence in him, I could look at that, but I can't.
Yeah, I think the Orioles could get some hits off of him. So I passed here too. Pretty easy pass here from me. It's nice, Connor, when you're rolling nice. If sometimes it feels like you don't have to cap every game when you've got certain games that you've got like good solid feelings about. And I capped this game, but I was like, I knew from the start, I was like, I'm not gonna make any bets on this one. I can already feel what happens. So, and by the way, yes, as you guys are saying in the chat, rain in the forecast in this game as well, according to our friends at RotoWire. It's 50% of rain, and the game's in red.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Cap it like it's going. But I typically don't want to mess with those kind of games either. So pass game for me. Rocco Rogers liking Tyler Wells over 5.5 Ks, -135. Shut to you there, Rocco Rogers. Dodgers Phillies, a little pitching change here too, but not really. Victor Gonzalez going to open up the game for the Dodgers, and then it's going to be Michael Grove following him after. So I'll still take it the same kind of a situation for me. It was a pass, but I really heavily lean towards the Dodgers here. I wanted to take the Dodgers in some form or fashion here, Connor. This is what I have written down. Dodgers team total / first 5 team total / first 5 money line / money line and a question mark. Telling myself I want to bet the squad. I just don't know how I'm going to bet it. And I would like to talk it out, obviously, with everyone in the chat. Connor, you're a Dodgers whisperer. Ranger Suarez pitched well last time against the Nationals, 1 earned run in 7 innings. But, obviously this is a bigger test. The Nationals can hit lefties pretty well, but they're not the Dodgers. They're not the best hitting team against lefties. Last 2 weeks, 188 weighted runs created plus and 149 plate appearances. A whole hell of a high number there, and a 5th full season, 120 as well. So it's Dodgers for me in some form or fashion. I just don't know how I'm going to bet it, Connor. What do you think?
Yeah, I think there's been good signs. I was on it those first few with Suarez when he came back. I thought something was wrong with his arm, but you mentioned that last start was good, and even the one before that. Here I was looking at the Mets. He gave up 2, walked 2 4Ks, 6 2/3. I want the over here. Michael, he's not ready for the bigs. I think he's got decent stuff. I mean, he got hit in single A ball hard, and they just moved him, and he had some good starts. But I just don't think he's ready. Now, I think he's in. I think Phillies get some runs. So you get Phillies team total, but I think the Dodgers could get some for Suarez. That's the main. I don't know what Suarez does here. Is he pretty good here back at home? So I'm leaning the full game over. I haven't zeroed in. Shout out to our guy Joe Free on here for the 1-1 home run prop. I talked about saving Mookie Betts, 3 for 6, couple of homers. I think he's starting to get going a little bit. So maybe look and it's plus 400. It's a little on the low. That's my bottom 4-1. But I like him here.
An interesting total as well. And yes, Big O.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Victor Gonzalez is starting, but Michael Grove is coming in after. So I just left his ass up there. But the total, I agree with you as well. Over here would be my lane. Last night it opened at 9.5. It's down to a 9 now. 74% of bets and 75% of money on that over too. So that's a gigantic glowing like flag. Like it seems like the books want us to bet the over, but we should take the under here. And like I said, I don't trust the Phillies bats, honestly, Connor.
Yeah, that's another one. That's why it just is a lean. Like it's just for me to get there. And you're right. I think they got to get going. Harper's been back long enough, and I think they score a run. It's just, but yeah, the trust of them, just hasn't been there.
Winds blowing in, and Rocco Rogers saying that it's Bill Miller. That's why. Umpire game here is leading towards the under there. Very interesting. I like I said, I lead heavily towards the Dodgers, but I'm going to stay off because I'm as many people are saying in the chat as well, I'm scared of this game. I'm going to church on this game as well. 76% of bets and 62% of the money on the Dodgers here as well. So last game for me, I lean under, but I'll be interested because this is a big series for the Phillies. They have to show some backbone or something here because they swept the Tigers in one of the more unremarkable sweeps ever. But yeah, I passed. And by the way, Rocco mentioning again that Bill Miller is the biggest under umpire in baseball, but the Dodgers should hit. So I agree with you there. That's why I was.
He's one of the ones. He's like in the group, the 5 to 10. That's always on my radar.
And yeah, that's ultimately why I had to pass this game. A lot of conflicting factors for me, but I'm excited to watch it. Mets Pirates next game on our slate. It's very interesting. Shout out to TJ, his gift on the Pirates here, and good old Dick Mountain. Good old Dick Mountain on the bump. Now, here's a general rule of thumb that is good to follow. And shout out to TJ because I'm sure he got the Pirates at plus money. Now they're at minus 113, plus 103 there. Very interesting. Oh, excuse me. Now here's the thing. Pirates last 2 weeks, 5th, 112 weighted runs created plus against righties. But I don't want to fade a team coming off of their most disappointing, crushing loss of the season. That Mets game last night, getting swept by the Braves, your division rival, especially when you have a 3-run lead in all of the games. Last night was just like the pinnacle of Mets Braves there. Just classic. Orlando Arcia hits a home run in the 9th off of Dave Robertson, and then Tommy Hunter, of all people, as I try to get this damn thing out of my eye.
All right.
I'm trying because I'm gonna fucking wear an eye patch here soon, Connor. But I don't want to fade the Mets here after that shit spot. So I pass this game. I don't trust Rich Hill. Mets numbers against lefties last 2 weeks have been better. 116 weighted runs created plus and 124 plate appearances. So I was like, okay, fine, whatever. I'll pass this game. Money-wise, by the way, big bets on the Pirates. So if you're on the Pirates, you should feel good about that at the very least. 44% of bets and 81% of the money on the Pirates there. So that's a good sign if you're on the Pirates. And if you're on the over, then you must be skipping for joy because, again, allegedly, according to the Action app, this opened at an 8.5. It's not a 9.5. I wrote this down on Bovada, opened at a 9. 77% of the bets and 94% of the money on the over here as well. So I passed. Pirates lean. Connor, what do you think?
Yeah, that was that loss. The Mets lately. Here's the thing. Yeah, you leave Atlanta after a loss. This is baseball, anything, but there's no way the Mets. No way. I think now you got to go to fucking Pittsburgh.
After your soul snatched, like Vitalis is saying, by the Braves.
Yeah, I think you look to Mets, if you even look to them game 2 or even later. They're a team I don't want to touch. I agree here. This is Pirates or nothing. I do like them here a little bit. Rich Hill has some decent numbers. We know Alonso not in the lineup. Let's double check this lineup. Good old Tommy Pham at third here.
Tommy Pham's playing third base?
No, he's hitting third.
He's hitting third? That's almost worse. That's almost worse. Oh, my gosh. That's tough.
And the Pirates, though, are just yeah, this team's still 3 games over 500. They've gotten a win, but it just seems like 2 losses, 3 losses. They've gotten a win. The numbers are skewed, and I think the pitching, has gotten hit a little bit lately. But I think they're the play here.
It's hilarious what this NL Central has become. Like every day I wake up and I'm like, yeah, I can see this team winning the NL Central. Early in the season, it was all about the Pirates. Like, can the Pirates really win this division? And they were like, no. Then there was a 2-week stretch where I was like, oh, the Cardinals are going to come back and win this. We're great. Then the Cardinals go back in the tank. And now the Reds are like, hold on. Maybe the Reds are actually maybe a contender. And now I'm back on like, the Pirates are still right there.
They are. They're all flawed as fuck.
Yeah, and everyone knows I hate the Brewers. I don't believe in the Brewers at all. And the Cubs are just the Cubs. I don't know what to make the Cubs, honestly. They're just kind of there. But I love this division now just to see. I want to see who wins this division so bad. So I'm excited to watch. I change every week apparently, but right now I'm on the Reds bandwagon.
Me too.
I like the Reds a lot, and they're not going to add it to trade deadline, but if they can find some starting pitching, that would be great. And by the way, a lot of people are pointing out some signs here. I'm rubbing my eye because I need a fucking eye patch, and then we talk about the Pirates. Maybe I should have bet the Pirates, but I appreciate you guys. I'm probably passing here, and let's move on to an interesting game. Minnesota Twins, Toronto Blue Jays here. Very interested into what the market and what the line has moved here. Yusei Kikuchi now down to minus 118, plus 108 versus Sonny Gray here. And I was initially ready to take the Blue Jays first 5 here. Back our guy Kikuchi. First in offense last 2 weeks are the Blue Jays, 138 weighted runs created plus. Third full season against righties, 115. But the thing that really made me stop, last 2 weeks, the Minnesota Twins against lefties. A small sample size, only 93 at-bats, but 114 weighted runs created plus. I was like, okay, it's legitimate, and I'll guess I'll stay off and I'll pass. I also thought first 5 over here, thinking that both of these pitchers could get touched up. Market took me off that one. 40% of tickets on the over, only 8% of the money on the over, 60% and 92% of bets on the under here. So I stay off. I definitely lean over, but I didn't want anything to do with this. Money line wise, 50-50 ticket split, 60% of the tickets on the Twins there. So nothing really doing or helpful in this game. I lean over, even though all the money on the under here. I'll mention you lean over. I lean over, but the line has dropped, I believe. Let me double check. No, it's still 8.5. So
staying there.
All the money on the under, and it still stayed there. So
stuck.
Very interesting.
Yeah, that's why I don't want it. Sonny Gray has just been good, and he's got really good numbers against these Jays. 169 off him. A whole lot of nothing there. Flip side, I think the Twins could scratch a couple runs off Kikuchi. Obviously, he's been better at home. I still think he's that 4 ERA guy. His record's just been good. 6-2. He's got some run support. A few Twins have hit him. Carlos Correa, 9 for 18, stood out here. I'd look to him. I think he had a couple homers, couple doubles. So look at Carlos Correa over 1.5, or even his jack today. So lean Twins, and yeah, I'm off the total.
Same there. Shout to Joe Yurkovich. Sonny Gray's an oxymoron. Yeah. When you look at him, you think he's a good pitcher, stats, true. But he's not. Not indeed. So shout out to you there, Joe Yurkovich. TNT asking, which pitcher will give up the most hits today? Excellent question. I have no idea. If I'm going to be honest. Tyler Megill. There you go. There's an answer off the top of my head there. Tyler Migill's on the Mets, gives up the most hits to the Pirates. A non-power hitting squad. They single them to death and steal some bases. Houston versus Cleveland, Connor. And this is my put my dick on the table play of the day. I'm on Cleveland Guardians first 5 in full game here. Christian Javier season ends today. You could easily make a case for him to win the AL Cy Young. He's a fucking dog. 6 straight wins. Pitched last 2 games. Angels 6 innings, 6 hits, 1 earned run. Oakland 5 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run. Both wins. But this line was just off for me. Just weird vibes to start off with this line. I was like, there's just no way this should be minus 110 basically each way. And then the market kind of reaffirmed me of my position here, Connor Mack. And right now it's minus 106, minus 104. Astros favored a total at 8. But 30, let me double check. Actually, I want to refresh real quick. 31% of bets, Connor, on the Guardians, but 68% of the money on the Guardians here. And the line going their way. It just seems like a Guardian spot to me. No Yordan Alvarez, as he has a little tender oblique. I thought Altuve wasn't playing in this game too, but he's back. They just slide him in there sneakily. But yeah, I'm on the Guardians here. I know their offense is anemic, but I think this is going to be a low-scoring game where the Guardians find a way to win this game.
Yeah, I like the under here. We do have we touched on umpires here. So this year, Esterbrook, he's 8-2 to the over. And some of his games have had some crazy runs, 18, 22, a bunch. So I don't love that, but I do love these pitchers. And sometimes when they're just this good, and Allen's been good as well. You said Alvarez. Yeah, he's out of the lineup, right?
Yeah, Yordan out because tender oblique. And by the way, Connor, 70% of bets and 74% of money on the under here.
Yeah, I mean, I want to take this, Jose. This is at question marks for me all day long, and I still like it. I don't know if I pull the trigger. Astros, no runs the last few days. Those tight losses. They fucked me on Wednesday, 3-2. So yeah, Javier should pitch well. It seems like a good time to get down, not up. But you got to think it's low scoring. Guardians, couple runs lately. Jose Ramirez, my guy. This guy's just too good a hitter, and you knew he was going to get hot.
It was nice. It was nice that I was actually on the right side of that for once.
I'd look to him. I would take his props today as well. 2 for 5, a couple doubles.
Maybe not a home run because he hit literally 3 of them yesterday, but total bases for sure.
Yeah, I want to get off the train with a guy like that. So yeah, this is still with me. I like the under, but I haven't bet it, so I'm not going to bullshit here.
All right, well, no problem there. No bullshitting allowed here on this program. Well, this next bet, maybe it's bullshit. I don't know. Washington Nationals, Atlanta Braves here, Connor Mack. We talked about the Braves, or talked about the Mets getting their soul snatched here. I'm kind of on the opposite theorem here with the Atlanta Braves. They just beat their division rival, beat their ass, took their soul, come back in 3 straight games. You're feeling great. You throw some slapdick out there. This is a national spot for me. I think the Braves bats come out slow. Josiah Gray, a good pitcher, can shut them down. AJ Smith, savior here. Not a real human being in my head yet until I see him pitch in real life. He had 1 real relief appearance so far in the majors. 2 1/3. No hits, no runs, sure. But prove it to me, AJ. First major league start. Go out there and pitch well against a national squad that 10th against righties last 2 weeks, 107 weighted runs created plus, a little hot. So I took Nationals first 5 money line here. One of the best wins of the year for the Braves last night. Maybe they partied a little bit. Maybe they enjoyed themselves a little bit. Market-wise here, again, maybe this is the line affecting these because who wants to bet at minus 200? But 24% of bets on the Nationals and 88% of the money on the Nationals. 18,000 bets. And is that 18,000? I think that's 18,000. But yeah, so I'm on the Nationals here. Big bets on the Nationals. I like them to win the first 5 innings. Maybe even fuck around and win this game. Because I think the Braves enjoyed themselves last night. So not pass game for me. I'm on the Nationals. Passing it to you there, Carter Mack.
Yeah. This is one I kind of want to take the over here, but we've had a ton of runs. And what Gray do we get? Been really good on the road, but I can see him just implode. And his problem is the long ball, especially with this Braves lineup. And what do we get here from AJ Smith? The guy who's, whatever he is, 20 years old, single A. I got to think he gives up runs. I lean over and I leave the Nats too here, first 5. He's just been good on the road. I do think that after the big win, at least first 5, they can get some runs here. So Nats for me, and I'm leaning over.
Yeah, I'm interested.
He's got to eat some innings, can he?
Yes.
Can Smith? I mean,
10 earned runs yesterday, and the Braves bullpen pitched well. I know Strider gave up 8 earned runs last night, and they pitched well, but 6 innings still of bullpen's a lot.
Yeah. So I don't mind it. I think this is a decent shot with this dog.
Yeah, and Rocco is saying the Braves putting out a rookie. How is the line this high? I see volatility in runs. I do too. And typically in a slugfest, I don't want the Nationals against the Braves lineup. But I'm hoping that we can at least get out of there with a first 5 victory. I really thought about taking the first 5 plus a half as well, but I'm going for the big.
That might be a look. I don't do that much.
I don't either. Yeah, and I being safe here. You can still get plus money too.
I mean, I just think of all those runs the last few days. I like this over too. I'm leaning there.
All right, let's move on here and agreed with everyone in their chat here. Chat's on fire right now, so shout out to you guys. Hit the like button while you guys are here. We appreciate you guys. And again, as always, I reference the Bet Online lines. They're solid lines, good lines, always seeming to have less juice and more value on underdogs. Go to the website, pubsportsradio.com. You'll see their logo on there. Click the link, sign up for an account. That way they know we sent you. Good times, good book. Pretty easy to deposit too, so it's very nice. Yeah, next game, Marlins, White Sox. A good marquee matchup because of the pitching here. Connor, Yuri Perez versus our guy Dylan Cease here. And I'm very interested to see what we get from Yuri Perez here because he's gone 2 starts, Oakland and Angels, 5 innings, no earned runs here. But I don't trust him yet, I'll be honest. I don't trust him enough to bet the Marlins on a sidewise. And I'll mention their tickets because I'm baffled looking at their tickets right now. 74% of the money and 74% of the tickets. I'm going to get better at saying that eventually. 74% of the tickets and 81% of the money on the Miami Marlins here. Only 19% of the money on the White Sox. It's just shocking to me. And obviously, the line has dramatically moved their way to last night on Bovada, minus 145, now minus 126. If you got in on the Marlins early, congratulations. I love that. But it's Marlins or pass for me here. And it's just kind of scary to bet the rookie on the road. I know he's really, really good, but I always have a little bit of trepidation with that. Marlins, last 2 weeks as well, 3rd best, 124 weighted runs created plus against righties. While the White Sox are 2nd to last, 61 weighted runs created plus. So this is just an easy, just Marlins spot, set it and forget it. But I just have not bet it yet. It's just a little worrisome for me. And maybe you guys in the chat can get me to trust a little Yuri Perez here. Because it's going to be interesting, Connor. I definitely lean towards the Miami Marlins with bigger bets and a lot of tickets on them as well compared to the White Sox and the line moving their way. But I had nothing on this one so far. What do you think?
Yeah, the line moving their way. I do look at the Marlins here. I think they're the play. I don't love that this hasn't moved, but sometimes it just doesn't matter with the total, and I'd rather have an 8. I think Cease at home gets a decent start. Marlins all right, swing it, but I like this under here at 8, and I'm going to bet it, and I lean Marlins.
I'm looking at the batter versus pitcher, and who was it? Someone said it was Jay Peasy there. Pitching I get, but who is hitting Cease in this Marlins lineup went to go look at the batter versus pitcher. It's pretty bad. It's really bad. Luis Ariz hits 263 off of him, which is not even good for Luis Ariz standards. 5 for 19, so that'll be interesting. But Jorge Soler, Connor Mack picks in 13 plate appearances versus Dylan Cease. A big 0 hits, 6 strikeouts for Jorge Soler. Jesus. I hope. Let me. I'm gonna look at RotoWire right now. See the lineup. Is who's the coach for the Marlins again? Chris Carpenter, Matt Carpenter. Who is it again? Fuck, I forgot.
Yeah, some Carpenter.
It's the guy. He used to play for the Cardinals.
Yeah, Matt. He's in the lineup.
Schumacher. That's who it was. Skip Schumacher. Is he gonna put Jorge Soler out there? And I just want to
horrible. Skip Schumacher. I don't even know the Marlins manager.
I just knew he used to play for the Cardinals. That's what I knew. That's where I got it from.
He was an all right ball player, Skip Schumacher.
Yeah, he was fine.
Pretty decent.
He's hitting second tonight. So I like the under here, I guess, as well, but I'll pass on this game.
Yeah, I'm on it. White Sox, the bats of this lineup, I think there's too many guys that are decent to be all shitty. They were. I think Perez, though, he's been consistent. Give me 5, give me just a run or 2. So I'm on the under.
What number did you get?
8.
Oh, okay, beautiful. You're on
minus 110. There's 8s everywhere.
I thought you were on first 5. So no, I like that one.
You know what? I don't like the White Sox bullpen, and we know the Marlins bullpen can be up and down. First 5's 4. But yeah, I'm on the 8 here. Okay. Maybe I should have went first 5. But
shout out to Scott.
I already bet it.
Scott Foster joining us. Scotty, I know Scotty was just looking for his NBA. Well, Scotty makes his own NBA plays, I guess.
Yeah.
I wonder how much an NBA ref could charge if he was fucking laying out picks, charging people out the ass. What a guy. Shout out to you, Scott Foster, joining the program. Let's move on. Oakland, Milwaukee. Connor, remember how I said that I've gotten to the point where I can go on and not cap games when I feel good about cards? This is a game I didn't cap. I did not take a second on this game. Not one. Sam Mole, don't know who you are. Luis Medina is supposed to follow you. Luis Medina, who I think is actually not horrible. I backed him last time to horrible effect. Results, I should say. So I'm off that. I'm off the A's. Adrian Hauser at minus 235, I think, is fucking nuts. But it's the Oakland A's, so it's kind of understandable. So I pass. If I had to, if some gagillionaire told me to make him some money on this series, I would just bet the A's every game and hope that they can win one of these games. But yeah, I just want nothing to do with this. I won't be watching a second of these ball games. No thanks.
I think if you take the A's, you gotta hope they just get a bunch of runs.
And even then, you're like, oh.
Yeah, I'd take the over here. I didn't bet it, but I think that's the way to go here. Hauser at home, he's hit and miss. I don't think he's much special at all. So at this price, though, with the Brewers, yeah, free bet A's.
Yeah, I agree. Shout out to the Sweaty Butcher, by the way. His kid has a home run challenge card for Tatis tonight. What that means, if Tatis homers, it's a lower numbered parallel Tatis card. Excuse me. Do I know what any of that means? No. But I do know we're rooting for Tatis to get a home run today. So shout out to you, Butch. I hope that happens. The Sweaty Butcher and Butcher. Yeah. Hopefully we can see each other this year for a little Cowboys Jets in September. We've talked about it. I have it circled on my calendar. I do have 2 weddings and a bachelor party smashed in there. But I'm willing to go. I've never been to an NFL game. By the way, Connor, $100 to park anywhere for those Cowboys games. $100.
Yeah, dude.
Jerry Jones, man. He'll fucking ringing us for that cash. Cincinnati. Yeah, he's a sicko. He's a sicko. He's a sick fuck, that Jerry Jones. Connor Mack. What can we say? Let's not talk about the Guardians. Let's talk about the Reds here. Reds versus the Cardinals here, and I'm on the Reds. Connor Mack, I'm on them yet again. I've been on them for 2 straight games now. Clayton Kershaw did his old man shit and blanked the Reds, which was as predictable as me losing that bet I had on them. So very nice by Kershaw. But I'm going to keep betting the Reds. We've talked about how luckily I've been pretty decent at betting teams during hot streaks at the beginning of hot streaks. I did it with the Cardinals effectively, and now look at them. They're fucking bums. And they piss me off greatly because I have told people to bet their division, and they suck. So that's really annoying. But I think the Reds are for realish. I think they've got enough momentum to carry them here. Ellie De La Cruz, first road games. Admittedly, shout out to Jimmy. He's on first 5 and first 3. Admittedly, I did not think I was going to be on the Reds because my first thought was, do I really want to back the Reds on the road? You know, they don't have the fan support anymore. They're not going to have that juice, et cetera, et cetera. But, 60% of bets, 84% of the money on the Reds here as well.
Hey.
So I'm on it.
I'm on them here as well. Too, even the Reds, how bad they are, and the Cardinals are usually better. I think we might have talked about this in the past. They just play them tough, and even 1-run games. So especially the people, I don't do that. We already talked about it, but taking the 1.5.
I thought about taking the plus a half first 5 here too. I agreed with you there.
Yeah, I don't mind it here, or you could go take a money line, whatever, and maybe take the team total. Like, what's the Reds? I think I saw 3.5 minus 110. I think they get some runs. I think they can get 4 here off Montgomery. Jonathan India, D18 today, I think I saw earlier. I like his over 1.5 here, plus 145.
3.5 minus 115, by the way, Connor.
Yeah. I don't mind that too, if you kind of want to back it up. But India, Goldschmidt has some good numbers here, like 5 for 11 with a homer. His over 1.5 was plus 115. But yeah, I'll be on India there.
And Montgomery has pitched pretty well as of late. Last start, 5 2/3, 4 hits, 4 runs, but only one of them was earned against the Pirates. And then 5 innings, 7 hits, 2 earned runs against the Guardians, who we know can't really hit. But I love pitchers on a losing streak for some reason, Connor. I love seeing it happen. I don't know why. Every time I see Jordan Lyles take the bump, and I look at his game logs, and it's just L, just the whole season makes me laugh. Jordan Montgomery's right there.
Yeah.
He won his first 2 starts and has lost every start since then. 10 straight starts where his team has lost when he has taken the bump. So it's hilarious. I want to see it happen, and I'm really about adding that team total over 2 there, Connor.
He's a better pitcher than his record, and 3 straight road starts. I mean, so maybe he pitches better here at home, but I think the Reds starting to swing it, and this team could shit the bed here and lay an egg, obviously. But they were really swinging it, and obviously Kershaw shut him down. But I'll take him here. I think there's too much value right now how the Reds are playing.
I'm on Reds team total over 3.5. First 5 money line plus 148 too. And by the way, it's so fucking funny. Rocco Rogers is right. Lyles can go up 4-0 and his team will still fucking lose. The most beautiful example of that was his last start, Connor. He pitched a fucking gem. It was like 5-6 innings, 2 hits, no earned runs, just did great. And it was like 2-2 or whatever. And then immediately when he comes out, the Rockies score 7 runs and they win the game 7-2. And I was like, that's beautiful. That's the shit I love to see there. Make sure that fucker doesn't get a win at any cost. So shout out to the Royals there. Very, very funny. Ben Lively over 5.5K for Real Deal Prime. Joe Yurkovich thinks this is a wrong price. and Lucas Ryan all over the birds. This is the first Cardinals comment I've seen all day. Lucas Ryan, perfect weather for baseball here in St. Louis.
I mean, yeah. The problem is you just lay the juice if you don't mind this, or for me, you'd have to take
-1
Tim
or
run line or the half. Yeah.
that would be my assumption as well there. So Lucas, let us know what you're on. Next game, easy pass game for me, Connor. Part 2, or part 3, I guess, of a game that I had zero desire in capping. Austin Gomber and Yu Darvish, sure, battle it out. I don't give a fuck what happens in this game. I don't like talking about the Padres anymore at all. They got my hopes up. And I'm so happy, Connor, I didn't make any futures this year. I told myself going into the baseball season, I will make no futures because the futures will affect you betting-wise, day-to-day, et cetera, et cetera. Thankfully, I didn't because the only future that I liked was this Padres team to win the division, and they are fucking barely going to make the playoffs. So I have no desire in this game. Truthfully, I hope the Rockies win because I'm so sick of the Padres just not doing anything. Just be better. Damn it. Just be better. Because if the fucking Padres and the Mets don't have some kind of success, then owners are going to just sit there and be like, why the fuck are we going to spend $1 gagillion on our roster when we can just be like the Rays, spend fucking 2 cents and compete? Now, I'm happy to see what the Rangers have done at the very least because they went out and bought a bunch of players and they're competing. But it's just annoying to see the Padres and the Mets do this. So I passed. Easy pass. Want nothing to do with it. Shuts Debbie Cab. I hope he's on first 5 something here, but nothing for me.
Oh, with Darvish, he probably is.
Yeah.
He's just got to think they get a bunch of runs off Gomber, and he's been awful. Looking up his ERA over 8 at home. This year, it's tough to know what we're gonna get from him. The averages aren't great. Kim's 5 for 10, Nola was 6 for 11, but no one else really hits him here for the Padres. On the flip side, some guys hit. I think Darvish gives up some runs. I'm on the Rockies the last 2 days, first 5. I saw your heartbreak, Jose.
Oh my fucking god! Connor, I forgot about that completely until you talked about it. What fucking assholes the Rockies are! It was so predictable too.
They did it the day before.
Yeah,
I only went 5 and they blew it.
It was classic. I was just watching the game and I was like, oh, they get the bases loaded. They can't get an insurance run. I was like, oh my god, these fucking guys. They put in Pierce Johnson, who I've never seen pitch an inning of baseball in my entire life. It's like, who the fuck is this guy, man? What are we doing? And then, of course, it was just the most easy, just like, all right, 3 singles in a row. We'll give up the lead. We'll even give up another run, too, to lose by 2, I'm pretty sure, and not even have a chance. So, yeah, it was sickening. Fuck the Rockies.
Yeah, both days. And the day before, they were up 4-1.
Yeah.
They got to Webb and then lost 5-4. Rockies, though, these games, Don played me, I don't know, their last 5 or 6, 5, I think. Only one's gone over. And we have a big number, but it's Coors Field. I'm not going to mess with the total, which I don't mind being on some of these first 5 unders at Coors Field. You know that. But I don't have the trust. I think Darvish could get McMahon, who's been pretty hot. It's decent numbers, double, triple, 2 homers, 724. Moustakis, I have to check the lineup. He's 9 for 17 with a couple homers.
It's amazing that Moustakis is still playing, honestly.
He's still in, hitting 5th.
It's amazing that he's still out there.
I just don't love – it's a lean here. I mean, with the Rockies, because then you look at their team total, 4.5, only -110.
Wow.
Yeah, it's tough to go to Coors for some of these better pitchers. They still could get hit a little bit. So Rockies lean for me.
Yeah,
only first 5.
Honestly, I lean under there too. I don't like betting totals in Coors at all. By totals,
I don't mind it.
I don't like betting overs in Coors. I would much rather bet an under in Coors. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the Noli nose creeping out of me a little bit. But it just seems, I always feel like I should just bet unders in Coors. And same thing with Great American. I hate betting totals there. If you put a 10, I probably just won't bet a total.
What Gomber too? He's been so awful. Padres haven't been scoring runs. they got 10 against the Marlins, and then they did nothing. Then they got 10 that last start. Kirby just got ripped on Wednesday. I just no trust in Gomber, so yeah. But
Yeah, agreed with you there.
this
I mean,
price is a little wild for
agreed,
how these,
agreed. And you
even with
Darvish,
Darvish.
he's not a stranger to the altitude after the Mexico games. So we'll see. We'll see. I had nothing here. This game was talked about for way too long, honestly. It's just the fucking Rockies, man. The fucking Rockies. Shout out to Rocco Rogers, who took Rockies' first 5 and then jumped on the Giants live. Shout out to you there, my guy. And he says, for real, watch out for certain Rockies relievers and AJ Palante, I think his name is, on the Cardinals, which is facts. I feel like I see Palante blowing leads left and right. Ugh, he's sick. He says, take the
He's
other
not very good.
Shout out to ASDF in here as well. And Joe Yurkovich dropping a Rockies are 7-5 when Gomber starts. I mean, he's the jewel of the Nolan Arenado trade, so I fucking hope he's worth something. Shout out to Austin Gomber. Last 2 games on the card, 2 interesting ones at the very least here, Connor Mack. We've got Shohei Ohtani, the greatest to ever do it. My man crush, my muse, my flame, my everything, versus Luis Castillo here, the Rock, as they call him there in Seattle. Line has moved towards Seattle. And admittedly, Connor, I'm going to say this in hushed tones because I am the number 1 Ohtani supporter out there. He has not been that good pitching this year. He has just been, he's had his moments of just being dominant, et cetera, but it's not been like an every start going out there, throwing the ball, dominating, et cetera. Last few starts, got crushed against the Astros last time, 2 home runs there, 5 earned runs. It's funny because last year, I believe it was, he dominated the Astros, but like the year before, he got crushed by the Astros, and obviously the Astros are really good, so, it's a good barometer to measure yourself against. So I'm a little worried about Ohtani in that sense. Dominates the Marlins, dominates the Twins, whatever. 5 earned runs against the Baltimore Orioles at the Orioles, 3 earned runs against the Astros again, 4 earned runs against the Cardinals, 5 earned runs against the A's. And that was all just in a tight little packed up group. And I'm a little worried that, he might struggle here again. But the Seattle Mariners are one of the more disappointing teams in baseball. They're right there with the Padres. That's why I was glad when they were playing each other this week. I was like, good. I don't have to worry about this fucking series. I'll just throw it away because both these teams are horrible. I don't want to bet on them. They're just disappointing. 24th are the Seattle Mariners' last 2 weeks against righties too. So really nothing to do here for me. Tickets and sidewise here. I will mention that 69% of the bets. Shout out to June 6th, by the way, or June 9th. 71% of the bets on the Angels here. 69% of bets and 71% of money, I should say. So it's fine. Nothing really alarming there. Just everyone betting Ohtani, it seems. But the interesting note here, and the thing that wouldn't make me lean one way or another, it's 50-50 ticket split. 51% of tickets on the over. 70% of the cash on the over there. So big bets on the over. And I believe the market or the line has jumped up here, Connor Mack. We're seeing 7.5s now, I believe. Let me double check. Yep, 7.5s minus 102 on Bet Online. So I lean over, honestly, but I passed.
Yeah, I think the 7 was difficult, but I'm interested now with the 7.5. One thing I've seen consistently with Ohtani, he came out and he kind of had some of those shitty teams on the road in some of those starts. He's just been a fade for me on the road, Ohtani. Just the last couple of years, I just have to stay away from him. I remember that bad start in New York a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And to see his numbers too. This seems like a great spot against a team that just isn't hitting right now for him to have a good start. Angels won the last couple of days. Cubs look like shit. But I know the wind's blowing out. I think it's like 10. There's some good hitting weather. But I'm leaning under here at the 7.5. I haven't bet it, but this is one I wanted to look at a little bit more. I think Castillo can pitch all right as well. They had some better numbers. Did the Angels off him? I believe. Like a few guys had all right numbers, but still they're at 250. A few guys all right. Trout 2 for 5 on the homer. But yeah, I think I'm gonna be on the under. I just need to look at it more. 179 off Ohtani here, and I'm gonna look at the logs the last couple years.
What do you Jake Burns asking the question of the offseason, Connor? I'll ask you. Could you give me a percentage chance you think of Ohtani re-signing with the Angels?
0.
Okay. I was gonna put 0. I was gonna put 0, but I put 5% just because maybe they throw just a shitload of money at him, but I was gonna put 0.
But they're already moving away, the front office. Yeah, I think it's slim. Yeah. I mean, maybe you throw like 10 out there, but because they've done some wild shit, but no.
No, I honestly think it's Dodgers, and my 2 dark horse teams, and one you'll be able to spot the bias right away. My 2 dark horse teams for Shohei Ohtani, the Boston Red Sox, whatever, make fun of me, and 2, the Seattle Mariners. Those are my 2 dark horse teams. But like LG is saying, he's going to the Dodgers. So whatever.
Yeah, his starts against the Mariners are pretty dominant. Especially here at home.
I would love to. I'd love to see this first 5 under cash for you. That's why I'm glad I'm staying off. I definitely wrote first 5 full game though for the Angels last night. I'm not going to bet it, but I definitely thought about it. Shout out to DX Filer joining us here as well. Yes. Last game on our card, my guy DX. So we'll recap our plays and hopefully we can line up here. By the way, shout out to you DX. I hope you recovered from the Mets last night. I would not if I was you. So shout out to you.
Oh, damn, that hurts.
Yeah, it did. It really fucking hurt. Cubs, Giants. Very interesting matchup here, Connor Mack. A 7 last night. And now this is all the way up to an 8. And I'm dubious. I wanted to bet the under. Just like everyone else, 66% of the money, 66% of the tickets, 80% of the money, 87% of the money. Only 13,000 tickets, so less than all the other ones, but it's a less game. I lean over just because of the market move, but it seems like it's too late, obviously. And it's just like, ugh. I don't know. I just want nothing to do with this game, Connor, really. I like DeSclafani maybe a little better than most. Got touched up by the Orioles last time. 3 innings, 6 runs, 5 of them earned. It's just nothing that really, was like, yeah, I'm going to wake up and I bet DeSclafani today. Fuck yeah. No thanks. And Stroman has pitched amazing, coming off of a 6-inning, 4-hit, 1-run, not earned performance against the Padres. Complete game shutout against the Tampa Bay Rays. One of the better pitching performances of the entire year that no one's going to talk about as well either. Marcus Stroman throws a complete game 1-hit shutout against the Rays, and no one fucking talks about it because he's on the Cubs, which is hilarious. The Cubs recently, one of the worst teams hitting wise as well. Last 2 weeks, 56 weighted runs created plus against righties. Dead last. Giants are hitting them. Righties pretty well. 112 weighted runs created plus last 2 weeks. Full season, 110. That's 5th best. A lot higher than I thought. And I say that every time with the Giants, it seems. So I take the Giants here, and I'd lean over. But unfortunately, just a pass game for me here on the late game.
Yeah, just the flip here. Just a coin flip. I mean, it's tough to go with the Cubs. Just this road trip. These are these shitty road trips where it's just his team gets some hits, if they get some runs, maybe they win today. And Stroman, he's a guy that could shut it down. He's been better as of late. I just couldn't get on either side. DeSclafani. I don't want the Giants. Giants still 2 games over 500. Like you were talking about, even their numbers, against righties have been pretty good. I just no. And it should have been a 7, so I get why it's moved to 8. But now, I just think there's going to be runs. I'm like, I want to look at the under a little bit.
Agreed. I mean, with these pitchers, in San Francisco, the Marine Layer, big ass park. I thought under too. And that's when I saw the 7. I was like, oh, that makes sense, I guess. They're just not going to let anyone bet the under. And it's just fucking spiked. It's crazy.
Yeah. I'm off 55 degrees. Yeah, it's always so fucking cold there.
Yeah.
Even right now.
I mean, it's what's hilarious, Connor. I remember I literally left a football game because I was freezing my dick off and it was 50 degrees. And if I tell someone from the East Coast that, they'd fucking laugh at me like I'm a giant panther.
Yeah.
Just the biggest fucking pussy.
It's not that cold. It's just right there on the water.
Oh, yeah. It's windy as fuck.
Like, yeah.
No thanks. Yeah. And shout out to the Texas Bowl. I think it was a Dallas Bowl. I don't know what it was. It was the game UTSA versus San Diego State. Entirely too cold. Windy. UTSA getting their ass kicked. No fucking thanks. I owe fucking Damon Santori a steak from that still. Damon Santori.
Man, your steak. I mean, you got to put up like a whole chart.
Yeah, Dabby Cab reminds me every day now that I owe him like 4 steaks or whatever it is. So
yeah.
It's nice. You know, admittedly, it is fun finding new ways to skirt Dabby Cab. And because I've seen him like 3 or 4 times and I've not gotten him a steak once. And it is a little funny every time, admittedly.
Yeah, you might have to keep that up.
I might have
for the hell of it.
Yeah, I might have to. I'm going to see him in like a month or 2 as well. So we'll be laughing about that, I'm sure, here soon. All right. A lovely show as always, guys. We appreciate all the people in the chat. LG, by the way, asking about Marcus Stroman over 4.5 strikeouts. I don't really have an opinion. I'd lean under, honestly, but I'm not a props guy. I'd point you in the direction of our guy Sharpie and the Balking Dead live Monday through Friday, 3:10 Eastern, I believe, 2:10 Central. So go watch him. He's a fucking beast when it comes to the K props. Winning, like the dude literally does not lose. Like it's like every day he has a winning day. So again, go watch that because he's a fucking beast. So shout out to Sharpie there. And by the way, quick plug, Connor, because I know you're gonna be here tomorrow. I know you, Connor. The Belmont's running tomorrow. Belmont Steak Special. Jimmy and Razor hosting it. All day horse racing tomorrow. And when we say all day, we mean all day. They will start at 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, and they will not finish this stream until 11 p.m. Eastern. So they're going to go the entire time, and I respect the fuck out of it because that is when we see Jimmy the Pollutant really come out as well. So shout out to all that and Razor. It's going to be a whole lot of fun there tomorrow. Connor Mack, I'll let you start here with the plays. What do you want?
I got to ask you, what number did you get Devers with his homer?
419. Rafael Devers.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Yes. You know, again, I still get shit odds on my book, Bet Online. Again, they're great on sides, not great on player props. Plus 400 there. Billy Friedrich told me about that plus 419 on Bet Online, or not Bet Online, on Bookmaker. So shout out to them and shout out to Preston for joining us as well. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I had to take a shot with the Red Sox. First 5 plus 1. I think I got 150 or 148. Pirates full game minus 110. Yeah, the Mets. I do not want them there. I'm waiting on this, Jose. I want this over in this Nats Braves game, but for now I'm off. And I don't blame you for the Nats there too. Marlins, White Sox, under 8. Reds, give me them. First 5 here. I'm on Jonathan India as well, over 1.5, plus 145. Mariners, Angels, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be on that under. That was my last one here, under 7.5. I think Ohtani, they've never really got to him. If they do, that's one I'm fine with. And I think Castillo can be okay there. The last game, too, was Astros Guardians. I want this under. It just smells fishy. And these pitchers are great. This seems like a no-brainer, right? Just take the first 5 under 4.5 here. And then I just keep it as a lean. The other Jack, you have Devers. I don't mind that. Someone mentioned they wanted a Jack. I think you could get that, Jose. Devers cash for me a ton this year, too. But give me Simeon, plus 550. Sorry, plus 575. His homer. I talked about the numbers. And I found
the odds in your fucking home run props make me sick because of how bad my book gives them out. Hey, plus 500 for that's just awesome.
Well, yeah, but you're going through Bet Online. No, they have props that are all right though. The homers,
Yeah.
like with those, you have to shop around. It's wild because like even a square book like William Hill will have a home run prop, way better. Like, you know what I mean? It's just, it's nuts.
Bet 365 has home run for Devers plus 450.
Yeah, there you go. And other books have it under, plus 390. I've looked around. Mookie Betts plus 425. I think go yard. That's it. I'll leave it at that. I mentioned India is over 1.5. If you want to look at a couple overs, McMahon's been good, or even Goldsmith. The guy's always been a cash cow looking for props.
Yeah, and I'll even throw one out there. Alex Verdugo.
Yeah, he's got the great numbers.
I think he'll come back and have a good outing today after getting benched last night. My plays of the day here, and I'm going to make 2 official additions here. I'll start with this one. Connor Mack, Peter Loshek says that we have to be good listeners. And I've listened. The chat's on it. TJ's on it. I'm getting a shit line, but I'm jumping on it. Pirates money line minus 115 for me. I guess I'm kicking the Mets while they're down. Going to be funny to watch that game, I guess. Cleveland money line minus 104 and first 5 money line minus 110. Connor, inside baseball here. I make all my bets on Bet Online and or Bovada, but there's a rare occasion where I'll feel particularly good about a bet, and I'll make this said bets with my bookie, or not my bookie, literally the website, my local, I guess I should say. And I would really appreciate Cleveland first 5 full game hitting for that aspect. So I've technically doubled up on it in 2 books, but whatever, it's fine. So Cleveland first 5 full game. Washington Nationals first 5 plus 151. Guardians, or not Guardians. I never know why I look at Cleveland Guardians and I think Reds, but whatever. Cincinnati Reds first 5 money line plus 148. I'm also going to add team total over 3.5 for the Reds there, minus 115. And as everyone knows, my Red Sox bet. This is the first bet I made last night. Red Sox money line plus 157. Took the first 5, 135, and I'm taking Rafael Devers to hit a home run. I got it at plus 419 earlier today. Rocco got the 450 earlier right there. Shop around because home run props and player props in general are very volatile from book to book, and that is why, again, multiple books, multiple accounts is very helpful. Go sign up on the Pub Sports Radio website right now. You can go look at all the logos of the affiliated books we've got. Use the link there. It'll let them know we sent you, and you get a little deposit match on top of it. So, again, use our friendly neighborhood books, Bet Online, Bovada, MyBookie, etc. All good options. So, can't wait. Connor Mack, what a show. What a show.
Great work.
Only 19 units down, which, again, is not the best, but luckily for me, if I've been worse. So it's going to be a whole lot of fun. Connor, again, thank you for yelling at me and getting my shit together.
Hey, you needed it.
Yeah, I did. And again, I have a track record of being performing better when people yell at me. Shout out to Jimmy. 176, 190, and 32 down 19.79 units, and we're going to keep chipping away here. Rocco, Joe Yurkovich, Don Play. I hope you got your play in there. All those plays. Nacho Cheese Dip, Preston. Preston knows about the local grind. I know Preston knows more than most. Don Play, Joe, Markel, LG, Vitalis, Wine Time. All you guys, DX Filer. Appreciate you.
Hit the like.
Burns, hit the like button. ASDF, Christopher Comentini, Lucas Ryan there, Brian Watson, Lucius Fox. All you guys, hit the like while you're here. Follow us on social media at Jose Bouquett, at Connor Mack Picks. Say hey to us. We'll see you guys next time for another edition of Say Plays.
Peace.